Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, and first, Trashkin all. Good evening and welcome to Trash Tier Gaming.
Time to get out there and kick some monster
How's
butt.
Sleeping. Thank God. I used to take care of my nephew when he was little. If you need any help, let me know. I will. Thanks. Also, I had a fella once. Thought we were in love. Used to hit me. I thought it was my fault for a long time. Even after I got out, I thought I did something to deserve it. Somehow.
Connie
So sorry. It was a long time ago now.
is a font of good.
Feel safe. I need you to know that you're safe with us, Anna. He can't hurt you no more. We won't let anything happen to you or her.
You can't promise something like that. Look outside. I got my husband. Who can promise they won't get one of you?
I trust everyone here, but I understand if you don't yet. You went through something terrible, and all I can promise is that we'll do the best we can.
I keep staring at hope and thinking about what could have happened. What could still happen. It's hard. So hard.
Any goodies? Nope. So, we're getting back into Redfall because reasons. Last time, we zipped through a couple of the neighborhoods and took care of that little light keeper problem. Reminds me, could actually be our handiwork. Let me hit the tower real quick. Heck, man, if it's out there, I'm not seeing it. House light, house light, house. Helps if I face in the correct direction. That's some pea soup out there. Would have the worst possible timing for this, wouldn't I? But as it turns out,
I can go to
Trashkin.
the Coast Guard station first, or find that annex out in the woods. Either way, need to get to both.
Oh, we'll be doing neither of those things to start. Oh, there she be. Is that a foghorn? I'll be damned. I don't think I noticed that the last run. But any hoozle, I got a little lucky off with the off-screen shopping and pulled a perfectly normal rifle. My favorite. Oh, actually dry on that ammo. That's a problem. But so the game plan is, did we do Haven's Lot? I feel like we did for bosses, but could be escaped my notice last time.
We haven't lit up the old lighthouse. Bless you. Thanks for doing that.
Yes, yes, we did. Cool.
Got a nice shot pool cue right here.
Hey, Vamps, I'm ready. Just saying. Let's see here. We did the shiver. That I remember. We haven't done Hal's neck yet. That's the drop. Did we do Ishmael's? I don't remember.
Can't get the jump on me.
This is why I tend to like to do things in a single session, because inevitably the gameritis will set in between. Means a little bit of baderpadoo. Blood tree. Alright. Where it is. Ah, okay. Marker to zip to. Load up. And get after it. Okay. Yes. Up, up, up. Box.
People told me it was a disease. A disease in the blood. I didn't have it, but family did.
First floor, homewares, monsters,
Killed all of
cultists.
them. I couldn't save none.
That's a familiar bed. Well, every now and again, Trashkin, I'll discover I can still get angry yet at someone or some concept or some character that disappointed me. I'm creeping around Tom's digs for loot grave blocks. Of course he has a sensory
When
deprivation.
this is all
thing.
over, we can still go sailing.
You know, for
We're
someone
so close to shore.
who speaks of being better than others, of being higher and more open-minded, of having a more robust intelligence.
Going up.
Tom's case, like, he's also the absolute worst. Southwest, correct direction? Probably. Hello. Hey, and comma. It's against monster attacks.
Ha! Still alive. Wild.
Oh. I wonder if they were splitting the difference between good old the Lost Boys and the Monster Squad. Werewolf's Got Nards. For those of you who only know it by the meme. Huh?
Just one bite.
Oh, I never got around to you, did I? I am so sorry. That was horribly rude of me. Let me make it up to you with the express date. Oh, lovely. A single skill point. Let's hang on to it.
Feels just like Addison's brain. I need to get this back to the mirror center.
They want it!
Whoa! Congratulations to you, boy Blake. You're the first one that didn't completely blindside me to death on that explosion. That was some good sneaking. Honestly, did just lose track of you. Good job. Alright. Stitching on these can be a little bit funky and can take some trial and error, but on the whole, okay, so there is a too close, that's why melee is tricky, you gotta get out of range. Or count against the shield because it has a minimum distance. Okay. That took way too long to work out for me.
Hey,
Stay dead.
Having multiple charges is terrific. Oh, I don't want to cut and run. I want to clean this up. Oh. You ran. That was a fascinating glitch. Shotgun shell just floating midair. It's a fascinating collection as we go. Most of them not so much game breaking. Usually the worst I deal with is I get stuck. Like, this seems to have been the run for glitches, oddly. Well, that done. Hold that. Slide back in. Pick our next target. I'll spare you the re-ups. Alright, good news, Trashkin. Looks like we can just wholeheartedly bypass that particular. There's no need to shuffle that around. One less nest moved is one less to account for. So, spying northeast? Yeah. So, you all know the cardinal directions, then there's the non-cardinal, you know, northeast, southeast, southwest, northeast. Let's split the difference. You can further split the difference of those, which is a handy descriptor, but I keep forgetting the proper nomenclature because most of the time people will just present them abbreviated, and my brain for whatever reason likes to skip over those. Oh, I do have the spare lockpick on me. I mean, the boss is probably handing out a couple, but... Right, there we go. Roughly the correct heading. There we are. For a second, that tank looked like somebody having a seat. Oh yeah, no deal. Bit of a pain in the butt. Walk into a fight with two up. Do I look new? You know, as much as I tell you that it's a rough road to row as Jacob for my first two sessions, I would give my left hand for that Raven right about now.
Going up.
Mr. Crooked. That's not a Crooked Man reference, I don't know what is. You're boring, Crooked. You're boring. Hey, Crooks. So, you just kind of forgot about me there, huh? I'm a non-factor.
Not so fast.
I don't know why I felt the need to double blast with the good old, good old shield swanton bomb there, but hey, take a look at those skills. Okay, so free gets us go your own way, which adds healing for all allies near her for a percentage of damage inflicted, number of attacks, attack range, everything gets improved across the board. Or we could buy in for passenger resonance. Honestly, I'll take resonance. Keep forgetting that bosses grant you skill points. So if you're trying to get your build up and rolling, Trashkin, there is plenty of reason besides snazzy outfits out there. Let me drop at this point. I remember there's an altar, the skull altar, somewhere around here. I think it's Hal's Neck. At least I'm willing to bet it is, because I swear they love puns and the Alpha Howler outfits are a thing. Unless I already did that. You here, I'm betting those count as, so... Second altar somewhere around here. You know what? Let me consult the internet, because the Gamerite has got me on this one. Okay, apparently the altar I haven't found is out in Chicory, and it's hidden along the cliffs. If I'm reading right. Look for the big red bell. You can't miss it. Oh yeah, I did zip right by that, didn't I?
Split them open, yes. I will split them open like grapefruit.
Gonna tear into them like a fresh cassava. A grapefruit. A coconut even. Hey, the ultimate. Alright, that's our 2 placed. Unless there's a third out here, and I don't believe there is. That should do it for most of the not lying around in the worlds or cosmetics. No, I'm not changing to it, but let's get a quick look. Behold, ultimate. Not bad. I like the claw shirt. I prefer iconic. Getting click is select here. Put my cap back on. Killing a human heals health. Not great for sustained boss fights, but pretty damn good the rest of the time. Uh-oh. Well, that's not what I had in mind, but it still works. Trying to mitigate some fall damage. Alright, I'm gonna take a minute and make certain there's just the 2 altars. Alright, looks like there is just the 2. Horrific. So, I know I did the farms. I know we did the bride. I sworn we started right there, because I'm like, let's start right next door. Heaven's Lot. Ashmont Springs. We can kind of onesie-twosie Al's neck, but at some point we're gonna have to tear it open with that. Did we do Dire Cliff? I don't think we did Dire Cliff. It's not the most exciting part of the game. Like, here I feel they did a good job of opening up and varying the community, or the safe house missions, but...
Don't mess with her. She's here to knock vampires' skulls.
like, the blood trees are a little more interesting. It's kind of a mini-boss battle. I like those a lot better than I do Metamorphosis, honestly. Like, it ties into the local lore. I appreciate it. Closer mark than that. Middle of the ocean. It was a bay. I just love vampires floating around with that. Alright, what we got? Freaking the yokai.
I'll bite out your heart.
Okay, it's over now.
There you go, shooting a crucified rando. I mean, I love the sniper rifle for opening bids. Hey, don't mind if I do. Come on, step up. Vampire IQ test. Fortunately, those don't cost me required kits. Okay, we'll see about those in a minute. Forgot about the Direwolf Caverns where they discovered a particular fossil. I swear, part of the problem is the lovely thing about multiplayer is you can specialize to a degree. Like, you're still gonna want one of each weapon on you in case you gotta jump rolls real quick or you blow through the dedicated ammo. Huh. Expected one way back. That one would normally go straight to the old off-screen hunt, but since I'm here... Oh, there's the center. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be mucking about here. You know, I gotta admit, I do think it'd be a little more interesting. It's not even that they're that tough a variation of the angler, that they eat extra time. Fortunately, all you gotta do is drop the bells.
I needed that.
If you would, keep them bells ringing. Yes, pun wholeheartedly intended. Why would you ever ask? Well, I think they hit a little bit of lark. What I'm at. A rich bounty indeed. 10. There were Canadians on this team. Okay, okay. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Land of plenty. Alright, so it's an old Canadian taunt. One featured prominently in Letterkenny. Of your soft being your 10-ply bud. Either somebody on here is a Letterkenny fan, or they took notes while in Canada, or maybe, just maybe, are Canadian, or perhaps just have a deep cultural connection with Queen. Oh, I should see about coming up with some of my Yankee days.
I had so much to give. It made me sick. Auntie wouldn't let anyone see me for a month. wouldn't let me give myself too quick.
And that took us about half a minute to climb up, and 3 seconds to make it back down. Aren't video game physics fun? The stab. Okay, I guess we staked its ankle. Split the difference. Nice. That usually doesn't work out. Good time to swap that out. Right, next up. Oh, they're just popping in now. Help. I mean, I suppose the great thing about the combination of that particular blood remnant and this particular shotgun is, if you stake something, you heal. If you kill a human, you heal. Blood makes it count as human or vampires because you can't stake. I love the normal rifle so much for everything but capacity. But some of the stats are in fact random. I should have hit up that community post while I was out there. I poured right through. Alright, one more. Oh. Might be ammo in that box though. And with only 2 5/5 or 4/5 of a bag left. We're gonna need what help we can get. Yo! Sitting there waiting for an opportunity to swoop me? No sir. Good day. Oh. Good, Jason. Got unlucky on that shot. Oh! No, that poop goes right in the shoulder. Wow. I hadn't noticed the poop fuel sticking out of me before and such. Wrong button. And I pissed off the work again. Okay. No pressure, right? While that's happening, fortunately gives you a nice long time to reload. Unfortunately, I am almost completely out of ammo for our go-to rifle.
That stupid eclipsing again.
Jason was... Oh, no, I know! Well, that stings, but fortunately...
Used to be we had bears, birds, squirrels. Vamps do something with them?
There we go. Let's see where the underboss pops up, and... Just on the edge. You know, I think I did better against the Rook solo the last time. I think I have mostly a break-even record here, but to be fair, I also don't have my magical pocket full of C4, so... You know the sad part, Trashkin? That bell's ringing thing? That should have popped into my head first thing when I was fighting those, but no, I was learning the game. My head wasn't where... Gotta be relaxed to make decent jokes, or even corny ones. If you're biting your nails trying to learn the system, that's a little harder. No, I do love me the perfectly normal rifle. But it does come at the downside of extreme ammo dumps, even at that lower capacity. Roll out the carpet for us. Gotta remember to use the shockwave this time. Of course. Oh god, and the siphon? Yo, Jason.
Hell yeah. Dude,
Drop it quick.
So fast.
Leia's voice actor definitely sells the anxiety. Oh, that's a rough one. I can't believe I forgot all about Hidden Craft. Like, that's a very cool chaos scene.
There's some medical supplies here if you want them.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
And I do not recommend taking a peek inside.
You know, Bob saying I don't recommend taking a peek inside screams. He did that. Which makes me like him more. Because honestly, I don't know if I found a mysterious freestanding door if I'd be able to resist. Even in the vampire apocalypse. Remember, Trashkin, very often another option when it comes to locked doors. This game rewards exploration and experimentation. Alright. Cheap, but effective.
Okay.
Oh, this is my favorite. So there's only like 4 types of unrivaled blood. Emergency flashbang, prismatic, agile, and Blackwood family portrait, I believe, are the ones. Now, the bottom 2 stats are random, but the top, critical health, results in a burst of UV light. And the others tend to, if I recall correctly, vary and boost a skill of one of the characters, and for each it's a different skill. But emergency flashbang is a get-out-of-jail-free UV flash. The downside is farming blood in particular is especially onerous. Because if I recall correctly, the blood drops just do not grow back. I'll happily return. Wait. Almost forgot. Alright. I'm not leaving without it. Below us? Below us. Remember, when you're facing human opponents with the purple rifle, you're gonna want to remember to walk your trigger pulls a little, your mouse taps. Because it's very easy to overshoot with this rate of fire. And it's something I have a bad habit of doing again with. Right, it's in the dire cave. I don't need it, but I want it. God, I really love the elevator now. Like, I was so used to bomb hopping. Almost. Hey, boys. Step up. Oh. Oh dear. That was a poor choice on my part. You know, I said I wasn't going to do much grave hunting, or grave log hunting. Okay, it's the lost unit. Okay. Oh, it's technically a side quest, not grave log hunting. I'm quest. I wonder how many of the side quests I missed back on Redfall. Or back on the Redfall Commons. No way of knowing until I bother with it, but there I was trying to cheese the to-do and I blow myself up. Oh, I'm not doing any such thing. How about dinner first? I mean, you might want to try laying out a fresh indie title, physical copy for a console in a snare. That's probably your best bet to catch. Right. Oh, come on. Step up. Don't have to burn resources to do a thing? Don't. Unless it makes it funny or much, much easier. And now we made a friend. Much in the way of vampires out here, but what do I know? I mean, more than anything, free weapons. Could have told me that game. We're playing games with you now. Monster placement. Homeopathic remedies, Trashkin. What can I tell you? It's a must-buy if you're soloing. I salute you, turrets. You did well. You lived not long, but you serves. There we go. God, they're all dead. Right. Free rifle, slight rust, minor brine problem. Alright, so you don't have to use that particular is a pretty solid path for. Oh, and we're right on the very edge. Did you get the boosts, that buddy? Hold on, let me. I'm so sorry. This so seldom happens that I need to change out a propane tank mid-roast. Set up in the worst place possible. Guessing they had a generator fail, and that was their last line. Hell, they could have been asleep when it happened. I mean, they of all people. Ooh. Whole collection. They're eating good. Oh, somebody threw that switch. Still in working order. Given one turn, I think they had a bellwether turn. Lovely. Let's take that gray block before I forget. I will, and I will have to backtrack for it if I do. Oh, there she be. Good item spot, all things being equal. Alright, fine.
I didn't know anything then.
12 to go.
I see everything now.
Have the widest. Did we do Brighton Bay? Yes, we did Brighton Bay.
Everyone is suffering.
But hey, a safe house will do. Well, we've accomplished everything else I set out to do. So, got six skulls on us. So I know 2 of them are for cosmetics, if you care to. 4 of those are for the 2 bosses, and you might notice we have 2 spare. Yeah, if you were here for the last time, you already know, don't tell the newbies. Let them find out. Nothing wrong with starting a playthrough here, or watch the playthrough here, so. Alright, I'm going to refresh my water, and then we're going to get into the Coast Guard station and the annex. You know, we actually approach from the wave breaker marker, so we're gonna drop in behind the Coast Guard station. We're gonna zip over, knock over the bellwether section for some extra loot and fun. Oh, a walkway. I had never noticed that. I really don't notice much while I'm running a game, do I? So, like, my main issue getting around is Jacob doesn't have a jump boost. With a lockpick, you get yourself a healthy bonus. Ah, empty racks. Yep. Remy was training up the Coast Guard on autonomous rescue. But even if you don't have a lockpick, there's a fair few goodies yet. Odd there'd be a secondary armory alongside the primary armory here, but I guess it's just odd to me. It might be an older armory or secondary for slightly more specialized work, possibly. Limbo. Yep. I was too tall. Have to engage all of them. Be great here.
Ugh, those sheep guys are all over the Coast Guard station.
Might be a Victor or a Towner.
Yeah. Oh, I'm about to make all sorts of problems for you. Lockpick to open the front door. On the blacktop? On the blacktop.
Way better.
Yeah, I could swap out all this lovely UV, but... Hey! Free rifle! Night. Captain Mace, huh? Unlucky for you, I packed my tactical pants today. Plenty of goodies around here. We may as well hit up the basement armory while we're at it. Cobra turrets. You know, gotta get a look at it. So, round top, machine gun. You know, in a certain light, it looks like a taller, slightly angrier version of the standard engineer's turret. Just taller and a little more mobile. Take that eel. That eel too. Open? Yep. No freebies today. But yeah, like, the awesome thing about having Jacob on your team, if you're running Jacob, is you can spec in for bonus lock picks and rewire kits. So even before you have access to a chance not to blow a rewire kit or not to blow a rewire kit on trip mines and such, or a lock pick on opening a lock, you can be good and set for looting everything. It does translate to a fair bit of cost, or a fair bit of making sure to call out any picks or rewire kits you find if they're not at full. But once you get in practice, I dare say that'll be smooth sailing. It's almost like I get in the hang of this Akira-esque psychic power or something. Okay, I can't back that up. Akira went completely batty. Or rather, when Akira's power was attached to what's-his-face, he went completely batty. What was the analogy? If you gave bacteria or an amoeba the power of God, all it would know was and grow and nightmare.
Now to just turn on some old-ass tech in an abandoned building with some spooky-ass woods, probably filled with cultists.
Very filled with cultists. Well, unfortunately, that shiny new unrivaled is a Baskel. Means I'd have to fire off a round to make sure I brain. Alright, the yokai is our best bet. If I recall correctly, life's about to get funky. As you recall, this forest is full of watchers. Dense.
Someone there. Don't be stupid.
All right. Take out the monuments. Drop the fog. Get where you're going without being harangued by psychic
I
monsters.
wonder if there are any more of those freak-ass effigies.
Oh, that's some rough animation, but hey, it serves the purpose and it doesn't taint the frame rate, so... Could it be better? Yes. Am I gonna complain about it? No. I'll mention it. That's it. Yeah, there's a wall of mist we can't quite make our way through here. But you will note different mist trails coming off, each in a different direction. Bird that we dropped. We're already ahead of the curve a wee bit. Gotta do is follow the trail. Or you think you're on easy street. A lot of them do come. Alright, there is at least one that's guarded. Exercise a little caution.
Just one bite. Not so fast.
Pretty sharp turn. Must admire your agility. Is impressive. Alas and alack. Okay, so I can't explode things with lightning. Good to know. That one ain't. Still on the other hand, aha!
They thought they had no other choice. It was me or them.
You believe
chose
that means
themselves.
we have about
They always
11
choose
remaining?
themselves.
Let's count. Lookies. Yep, 11 on the dot.
There's someone. Hey! Over here!
Fortunately, watchers don't actually care about their fellow. There it is. All the way back to New Light. Okay. Fortunately, wise.
Will they come to me tonight? Tomorrow?
This town used to be dead after dark. Is that little thing?
Oh, I see they've been busy erecting those wave spires.
I'm going to rip you open.
May as well call all we can while we're... All we can while we're here. Again, they don't hold out rewards for not using things very often. Though there are a few sections of video game where if you put off something up, it gets better time you're through. But that's the exception, not the rule. If I remember correctly in Final Fantasy VI, or free depending on your spawn location. 6 in Japan, free in America, I keep reminding myself. Over time, it's just become 6, because I mean to get around to 3 and 4.
I think that was the last one.
Don't remember there being a boss fight ahead, or a mid-boss, or a special, but... Bob the radio host? Bob, you son of a... Shut it. We found Bob, and we killed him. Lava ball so I can find you.
Not so fast.
Bingo.
What to do?
Figuring out that you can hit shrouds with psychic, the umbrella underground, is amazing. I should test out if you can bomb them while they're underground one of these days. Making it look easy. Yeah, watch, I'll miss every other sniper shot I take this session. The RNG giveth, the RNG taketh away. None may know when or where. What if I do? There's amounts of steak launcher ammo. Steak launcher ammo is weirdly popular. Perhaps that they're also murder input. I'm no expert on steak launcher ammo. Don't believe there's anything there. One grave mark. We're on a mission, but I'm amazed I missed that my first run, but I might have also just been a jamming out. Place for a tower, I mean, it's already an overlook, but I suppose it gives you a little bit of more leverage to overlook the rear. Cover. Does serve a purpose. Hey, more free stuff. No idea why this alternate pathing? Hey, too tall to make it too out. I mean, if you're Devinder, maybe, but Devinder? There we go. Devinder. Ah. I mean, the only reason I can pronounce Mohinder is heroes. I am particularly bad at names. I have no ear or tongue for the cluster of language. Like, I'm just really bad at it. I mean, I love the interesting weapons that came out, like the Pata guitar. What are the Pata guitar? They're also known as the Punch Dagger, and as I like to put it, the Hacking Saber Gauntlet. They're lovely. Though there is a fair bit of argument about what constitutes a punch dagger versus a guitar versus a push dagger, and it's me going technically same concept across. So like a push dagger is closer to like an ulu, but made primarily with stabby stabby in mind. Guitars are heftier and sometimes come or have a forearm brace essentially and a T or a handle as opposed to a T handle between two spines, two supports. The Pata is a straight up gauntlet with a, again, that bar handle similar to the guitar, but behind a fused gauntlet with essentially a a curved blade attached of roughly sword length. Like I argue that both are a thing as far as push dagger and are. But yeah, most of what I learned was, wait, I've never seen weapons like these. And of course, my favorite, said to be perhaps the finest Trashkin wrestler, among the, if not the, of all time, the Great Gamma. Absolute powerhouse of a dude. Like, I haven't heard a lot about what sort of person he was. Mostly feats of strength and endurance, and his training regiment, which there's been a lot of ink spilled about that. Like, whether or not this is sustainable, whether or not it was an every day, every other day. Like, I've heard a lot of up-down arguments about it, and like, given the kind of things that the Great Gamma pulled off within their lifetime, I'd argue who cares if it was maintained indefinitely. That's a hell of a feat maintaining it for a couple of months. Hell, maintaining it for a month. Look, I'm telling you, this guy puts P90X to shame. Give me the steak launcher, please. Thanks! Thanks for everyone! No weight needed. Did I need the third steak? No! That's the kind of customer service I want to offer. Uh-oh. Forgot you guys can zig. Okay, I'm going after that now.
There was a bedtime story.
That?
A fairy tale. The goose that laid the golden eggs.
You're able to teleport through boards now. Or perhaps clearly you've simply stepped through the spaces between molecules. Who knows how this works? I say as if I have any idea how that would work. Like, technically speaking, nothing is truly solid. It's simply vibrating at the same frequency as everything else, is one of the explanations that's been given. But Trashkin, quantum physics are fascinating. But also occasionally just a little bit too complex to ponder for more than a moment, some of us. And I am also solidly in that category. It's interesting to think about. I don't have an immediate use for it. But, you know, like, it keys into actually the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which states that because everything has a general orbit, a general vibration, there's no way of truly knowing where something is, just roughly where it is. Where most of it is at one given time. We can predict roughly bootlicker now. Yeah, when murder is a valid option to move up the old corporate ladder. See some real ugly stuff. Oh. Feels real weird to me that a vampire didn't hold up down here. I mean, it's comfortable, it's got white noise, it doesn't have any views, no way for sunlight to get in directly. This is a good vampire hut. Oh, I pissed off the rook again. So soon. So soon. rookie boy going up? I'm not stepping out into that. Fine,
No! It's a rook!
One, two, 1, 2. Hey, it's an upgrade. Why, thank you for hand delivering my new rifle to me, Rock. I so appreciate that. One slightly better rifle. Very slightly better. Alright. Well, let's see what they can do with it. Rook Weapon Delivery Service. Satisfaction guaranteed, or half your burnt offerings back. Hey. Blood tree observations. Right, that's not new. Alright. I did say I was going to go after Miss Whispers first.
Avon wanted Dr. Young to figure out the blood trance. They knew about it even before all this shit happened. She used it to experiment on people. Get them high, basically, addicted. So they feel like they could do anything if they listened to her. People went to Dr. Young for help, and she treated them like they were her own personal lab rats. And they did whatever she said because they needed her. Alice Young didn't like hearing no. She killed someone. Easier to lock them up than look them in the eye. But I have the key now, don't I? I won't let Dr. Young hide anymore.
Okay, Trashkin, I had to cut myself off there. I went into a rant that missed the point. Which, if you feel tempted to tip your toes into the Necroscope series, let me save you the time. I've got no spoke for the offer. Generally seem to have lived the dream a lot of us have, which is to retire and become a novelist. His stuff is very much so of the pulp times and has those problems which weren't uncommon in the 80s, but are still present. That's not to excuse, but to forewarn. Specifically, queer folk only getting to exist if they're a villain, women folk only getting to do stuff it's convenient to the plot, and a self-insert novelist lead character. Also, it goes very heavy on the body horror in the first novel, which I feel is the strongest novel in the bunch. Be prepared for that. You're going to know if this is for you if you dip your toes in by, like, chapter 3 when you meet the opposition, I believe. Forgive me if I get that wrong. It's been about 2 years since I started in on the series. But vampires become monstrous, and in every sense of the word in that series, both in physical form and wants and desires. That being freed from human limitations, becoming more of who you were in life without human limitations, you become monstrous. And we kind of see that played out here, although there is an alternate explanation, which I'll do after this. The second thing I see is vampires being the source of psychic powers, or I suspect that's not lifted, but it's a thought that occurred. Because in Necroscope, all psychic ability is transferred along vampiric heritage being watered down. Because vampires are tremendous psychics in that series. And psychics who become vampires get even better at what they did in life. Because in that series, in death, you simply become more of who you were in life. which also works for psychic abilities, but that's a longer story. And not important to hear. Now, the alternate explanation for Layla's powers, which, if you think about the shield, do share a similar effect. I'll be the first to tell you that may just have been the devs cleverly saving money by retinting an effect and doing slightly heavier remodeling for the player character's version, and using a simpler version for the enemies, which there'll be more of. But that's used on the shields. A similar effect is used for the tether from the anglers. So, like, and the shielder's effect looks the same as well.
At this point, I kind of prefer it at night.
So, all of that said, Trashkin, if you think about it, the alternative is we know somebody on this team might be into Tokusatsu, specifically Kamen Rider. The thing about Tokusatsu is very often the power that creates the villains is the same power the heroes use to become heroic. A shared origin, and we have that in Layla, who, as part of the trials, gained their abilities after a migraine treatment, granted them telekinesis. A very colorful version of telekinesis, which frankly I prefer because it makes it easier to know what do and what happened where, as opposed to mind bullets. So, could they have borrowed from or been inspired by? Certainly. I won't know until I ask some members of Arcane Austin. Or you do. Or someone does. The other thing I wanted to talk about with the Tokusatsu, again, is just to mention, there is a character in Kamen Rider Kiva, the vampire Kamen Rider, who is an enforcer named the Rook as a rank. And the reason I keep clenching onto that is Trashkin. That is the only chess reference in this entire game. In Kiva, the chess references became a central theme to the baddies. And here, it's called the Rook, and for no apparent reason. And let's leave it at, the Rook is a big, muscly vampire. In both, they share a similar statue, or a similar stature, and a similar disposition in combat, I'd say. Though the other doesn't fling lightning unless I forgot an awful lot of Kamen Rider Kiva. Been like 3 years since I watched, so I might be off there. I feel pretty confident. So Trashkin, that's gonna do it for my thoughts. I shaved down like 35-40 minutes to 6 minutes. Force of will alone, and cut us a little more characterization in the process. Not a bad deal. But before I push my luck too far and blow this take, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed your time here and would like to know when the trash fire is lit, the best way to do that and help us out a fair bit in the algorithm is to subscribe. And if you want to know when the trash fire is lit, well, all you got to do is make sure the bell is clicked, and if you prefer not, well, unclick the bell. That's your call, Trashkin. I'm not going to tell you which to do. And of course, if you're already subscribed, firstly, thank you. Secondly, if you're still inclined to help us out, you can do that with shares, because YouTube isn't particularly kind to Let's Play content or horror content, both staples of this channel. And I need all the help I can get, but please do make sure you put those in the appropriate spots. Don't go throwing those Earls around willy-nilly, you'll get yourself into trouble that way. Likes and dislikes are, of course, always welcome, and burn brightly in the trash fire, and please the algorithm. And my personal favorite, comments, which helps ease the ache of imposter syndrome and lets me know folks are actually out there watching. And it's always nice to interact with the Trashkin. That's what the trash fire is for, after all. Well, that and maybe occasionally saving you a little bit of angst, a little bit of buyer's remorse, and letting you know if a game's something you'd be into. So we have plenty of Let's Plays to keep you amused. But if you do have to depart us now, do be sure to fold your chair and add it to the pile. We'll have use for it again, no doubt. Help yourself to another drink and another snack for the road. And remember to count your spoons, hydrate, medicate, and take care of yourselves as best you can. Don't forget to tell the people you love you give a good damn. Go play some games. Good night, and I'll see you all in the next one.